Hey guys, thanks for joining. So today we're going to talk about eggs. I hope to provide you with a definitive guide on egg quality, what all those crazy labels mean, whether it's conventional, cage-free, pasture-raised, and where your dollars are going to be best spent so you can get quality eggs at a fair price, support humane and sustainable farming, and ultimately not be confused the next time you go into the store. Let's just dive right in and go into the main type of eggs you'll see in the store. So first we've got your conventional eggs. These are going to be the ones that you see for $1 a dozen, up to $2 a dozen. If you go to an Aldi or a Walmart or a superstore, you may see them for even cheaper. They are going to be the cheapest price, but of course the lowest quality. They have less than ideal omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, making them quite inflammatory for some people. They're going to be devoid of most nutrients that actually has us classifying eggs as a superfood. And what I think is one of the worst parts is the conditions of the chickens themselves. They're in cages that are about 67 square inches on average. They will never see outside, walk, or even spread their wings. And this may sound like pseudoscience, but I truly believe that the well-being of the animal and the energy in that animal when it is taken to the next step has a lot to do with the quality of the nutrition and how it actually makes you feel in turn. And ultimately, we vote with our dollars and what we want to support. So again, that's going to be the bottom of the barrel health-wise and cost-wise. Next, we've got cage-free eggs. This is one step up from conventional eggs, but not a large step up. So when I think cage-free, I picture chickens out on a farm, being happy, foraging for food with a ton of space. That is absolutely not what that means. So basically, I want you to picture a factory with a ton of chickens just packed into it. They have about 1 square foot of space per chicken. The air quality in there is actually worse than the cage chickens, and there is a lot of hen-on-hen violence. They go crazy in there. They never see the light of day. They're not really able to move either, and when they are moving, it is just a really hostile environment in there. You got chickens running around in their own feces. It's just a marketing ploy that companies will do. It does not produce healthier eggs. It's not even better for the farmers to do it, but they know that they can charge more by putting this designation on there. It is regulated by the USDA, and you're going to see these in the range of $2 to even $4. I would say they're absolutely not worth it. You're not going to get better quality eggs. Ultimately, cage-free, not for me. One step up, again, a very small step up to our next egg is going to be free-range eggs. Again, I didn't realize that free-range eggs were even considered better quality than cage-free. Let me know in the comments if you did. Maybe to some people it sounds almost like pasture-raised. Ultimately, these are not caged either. Picture cage-free eggs in one of those big factories with no space to roam and one small little door that opens for an hour a day, giving them access to the outside. Most chickens will still never see the light of day. It's only open for an hour. Can you imagine one of those chickens in the way back of the factory getting to the front? No. I'm talking about a factory that is huge with a door that can fit 1 or 2 chickens out of it. It's terrible, not worth spending the money, breaks my heart. They do a really wide variety of pricing on these things, anywhere from $2 up to $5, even $6, which is criminal. But yeah, free range, not the best. Next, we've got organic eggs. We're finally getting into the range where it may be worth spending a little bit more money. The conditions of the hens are really going to depend on the farmer, and you're going to have to look for third-party designations that I will talk about a little bit later in the video. But there's really only 2 stipulations for organic eggs. They're not held in cages, and they're fed a completely organic diet. Now that means the feed is organic, which is great because it's going to be free of most pesticides, synthetic fertilizers, sewage sludge, and all other types of nastiness. You are going to see a marked improvement in the nutrition profile of these eggs due to that. And I would say that a lot of companies that are producing organic eggs are going to just overall have better quality. One thing that we do have to consider with organic eggs, there is no specific stipulation on what exactly their diet is, only that it's organic. Chickens are omnivorous, which means ideally they're getting grain and larvae and bugs, etc. So while the feed may be organic, if it's just grain, you're not getting the best quality eggs. So you have to really watch out for that. Organic eggs, again, I would say are worth shelling out a little bit of extra money for, especially at the $3 to $4 range. You are going to see a marked improvement in the nutritional profile. But once you get up to the $4 or $5 range, there's better options for you. And that leads us to our next category. Now we're going to be at the gold standard of eggs, which are pasture-raised eggs. We are in the quite expensive category You're gonna see $5 to $6 to $7 a dozen at most normal grocery stores. But with that, you are getting extremely healthy eggs with a great nutritional profile, and I think they're worth every dollar. When they say eggs are superfood, they're talking about these. So pasture-raised eggs are normally on open pasture. They're able to forage for their own larvae and bugs and on the grass, and they're able to hunt on their own for larvae and grubs to eat. They're normally kept in significantly better conditions, and you'll notice that the yolks are much darker, almost like a rich orange color. And that's because they contain an antioxidant called lutein, which is also found in sweet potatoes and extremely healthy for you. Finally, the most expensive and hypothetically the highest quality are going to be pasture-raised organic. I think you can put 2 and 2 together. It's both of those designations, which I've already explained. You're gonna see these coming in at $7 normally at a normal grocery store. I want to dive into some BS designations that companies are really using to ultimately mislead their customers, charge you more, and things that you should avoid spending any extra money on. I was really surprised when I did some research into how ultimately nefarious companies can be, especially food companies. I shouldn't be surprised. I know a lot of us already know that, but let's dive into it because I think there's gonna be a lot of value here. Number 1, we've got hormone-free. Sounds great, right? Well, hormones and steroids are already banned in chickens by the FDA. Completely meaningless. Do not pay a penny more for anything that says hormone-free. In fact, not only would I not pay a penny more, I would completely avoid any company that does this because to me, it just speaks to the brand itself, and I think we should punish them with our dollars for even trying to mislead us. Next, we've got vegetarian fed. I think most of us watching this video know that vegetarian is synonymous for most Americans with health, weight loss, sustainability. Of course, vegan is the next step up from that. A lot of us have probably come from either a vegetarian or a vegan background or done it at one time. This is a funny one because like I mentioned earlier, chickens and hens are omnivorous. So vegetarian fed are only fed grains, which are cheaper and ultimately much less than ideal. The company is straight up saying to you, we do not feed our chickens their normal diet, but playing it off in a way that would make you think that they're healthier and therefore worth more money. This is a garbage designation, avoid it at all costs. Similar to the hormone-free, I think we should just boycott them with our dollars. Next, we've got no added antibiotics. While this is a good thing, by standard farming practices, hens and chickens are rarely administered antibiotics, and when they are, they're tossed to the side as not for human consumption. Finally, the last 2, completely meaningless, are natural and farm fresh. Anytime you see natural on a food, it means absolutely nothing. Your iPhone is natural, your shoes are natural. Hypothetically, anything created on Earth is natural. Farm fresh is the same. Completely ignore it. It sounds great, it means nothing. I did mention some third-party designations. The gold standard is going to be animal welfare approved, and coming in at a close second is going to be certified humane. If you see these designations on your eggs, even if they're not organic or pasture-raised and you're just looking from an ethics point of view, it would be worth shelling out a little bit more for these. If they are organic or pasture-raised, you're going to be getting significantly higher quality eggs, so look out for those. You'll find them on a lot of the more premium egg companies. To summarize, all in all, I want to make this disclaimer. This is not meant to shame anybody or make anybody feel bad. Please eat the eggs that you can afford. One thing I just wanted to make clear is that when you're making a consideration between $1 a dozen of eggs and $7, I think until you get to the organic eggs, which are going to be around $3 to $4, it's generally not worth shelling out more money. Just go ahead and get the $1 a dozen eggs. I was really amazed to see some free range or cage-free, essentially conventional eggs, all the way up at $4 or $5 at the store. Marketing is crazy. Please do not buy those. If there's one takeaway from this video, please take those away. Of course, the highest quality eggs are going to be the pasture-raised organic. Pasture-raised coming in at a close second, and I think pasture-raised is more than enough. Look at the color of the egg yolk. A pretty simple rule of thumb is the darker the egg yolk, the higher quality it is. I've also included a link in the description to what is called the Cornucopia Organic Egg Scorecard. They are a third-party watchdog group that essentially looks at a ton of brands and ranks them from excellent to low quality. I hope that's a helpful resource. I hope this video helped you. If you took away anything from it, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.